The RAD podcast is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised.
Hi, I am Paul, the Hat Guy Flinders, and you are listening to the latest edition of the RAD podcast, Random Ass Discussion. And joining me this week, we have one Skyver and three people who actually showed up. We have Xander.
We only showed up because you tell us to.
I'm the boss, you do as you're told, bitch. We have Darren.
Hello.
And we have the lost one himself, Adam Cox.
I'm Chevy Chase.
Hello, Chevy Chase. How are we doing? Are you recovering from man flu yet, or have you caught mine?
I've caught whatever's going around at the moment.
In Blackpool, that could be anything.
So, well, if you heard me last week, I sound a lot worse this week. Why
Yeah.
not I sound so different currently?
Well, in terms of quality kind of things, mine's gone up and yours has gone down, so we're kind of at the same quality as last week.
We'll blame that on our mics then, shall we?
Yeah. I don't know though, my cough may suddenly re-emerge because I've been coughing and spluttering all day myself. I've not had the general cold feeling, if you get what I mean. So, but yeah, how's your weekend's been? You want to go? Go on, Cox, you go first.
Go on then. It's been alright. I started work properly at the weekend on Saturday.
Oh, they've let him off the leash.
Yeah, I had my first proper shift, which was just boring because there was not much going on.
You didn't get many calls?
Well, it was the busiest day in terms of calls, but it was like I was meant to finish at 5:30, and between I think 5 and 5:20, I had no calls at all.
Nice. You were just sat there drumming your fingers.
And I thought, alright, 5 minutes, I can put myself on this code on the phone, which basically means from 5 minutes before you're due to finish, you won't get any calls come through, but you have to sit there for those 5 minutes and you can't go early or anything.
Right.
So I was ready to do that, and then of course about 22 minutes passed, fucking phone rings.
Oh.
And it's some old guy like questioning what this bloody box means on his form that was just like a watermark or something.
All right.
And I was just sat there like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, I want to go here. And it got to like 25 to, I'm still on the phone. I was like, my first fucking day and this shit happens.
Oh, you sound to sound like Alan. So, this job sounded amazing until I actually set foot through the door.
Well, I'm not like telling some woman that she's a bad parent sort of thing, so I think I'm okay there.
I don't give it long. I don't give it long. You know?
Well, here, I can't really say much about it.
Do you know what? If you really, 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 really don't like the premium mods, go buy a fucking lottery ticket. Shiklacky.
Other bundles were available.
Go and play Littlewoods Pools, if it still exists. How's your weekend been, Darren?
Oh, well, boring, really. Not done much, just worked. Not much, really. Really boring this weekend, I'm afraid.
Just serving drunkards?
No, not even that.
Fucking hell.
Oh, I got my
Quiet,
crap sack done
boring. Yeah. Yes, I have the crap sack done.
Oh, you've done your crap sack?
Yes, I've got 4 pregnancy tests and 1 pack of condoms. Just, you know, just in case.
That's the New Year's Eve office party sack.
I've just found out as well that I'm not pregnant.
Oh.
So I don't have to be a hormonal bitch no more. I've got no excuse.
You can just be a bitch instead.
Yes.
Oh, God. I dared ask this, but Xander, how's your weekend been?
Yeah, okay.
Why was I bracing myself? I was expecting nothing less.
It's because you were bracing yourself.
Oh, yeah, true. Coming from Blackpool, you do that stepping out your front fucking door.
Yeah. Me and the missus was binge watching Blue Bloods.
Oh, yeah.
Catching up with the last series.
Any good?
Yeah, Blue Bloods is a good show.
I've not seen it. So that's why I'm asking if it's any good. So it means I've got an excuse for something to watch.
It's a police drama, but it's got Tom Selleck in it and Donnie Wahlberg.
Oh, that sounds like a winning combo, so that works for me. As for me this weekend, all I've done this weekend is wrap Christmas presents. I honestly think now I'm possibly, going that mad that I may end up wrapping my fucking self.
Well, you won't need a lot of wrapping paper.
This is the problem, and Xander will testify to this. When you have kids, you start off, you get the first 2 or 3, and you get them, you're really concentrated, and you get them absolutely perfect, and then by the end of it, you just think, fuck it, I've had enough.
I just do that all one straight away. But
there's an easier way to get through it, mate, but it involves a bottle of Jägermeister.
Fuck's sake.
This is a trick I learned. This is a trick I learned about 2 years ago. You get a bottle of Jägermeister, and for every about 3 or 4 presents you wrap, you take a shot. But of course, as you progressively get into it, the shots get bigger, and then it goes from every 5 presents to every 2 presents I'm gonna take a shot, and you get progressively hammered as you're wrapping presents. It's brilliant, and it gets you through it.
Sounds good to me. Alcohol tends to gets me through a lot of Christmas. So
my sister's presents, I wrap them by putting them in a Tesco bag and then duct taping it all the way around it, and then writing on the duct tape where it's going to go, and then slapping a stamp on it.
Well, there's a consumer advice for their people. If you ever get your shopping from Poundland and don't want to use your expensive Life of a bag, go to Tesco, get one of theirs, wrap it up using that. Their carrier bag, and send it on by just send it on that way.
It's easier.
Yeah, it's also recycling.
What if the bag is the present? Because 5p bag. Or 10p bag now, aren't they? Most places.
Well, Home Bargains are the robbing bastards. They don't offer the 5p ones anymore. You've got to have a 10p one.
What cunts?
Yeah, well, that's a nice little segue, because when I was in Home Bargains the other day, I was just wandering round, as you do, was getting bits and bobs while I was in there, and I found this evil-looking bastard that I've just got in my hand now. I've just looked at it. It just looked like very innocuous 7-Up can.
Yeah, sure. You're wandering around Home Bargain store with an evil bastard in your hand.
That just sounds totally wrong.
Damn you. Fucking hellfire.
You do this from a police cell. We smuggled from there.
Yeah, I've got a mobile phone attached to my laptop that I got smuggled in. I managed to nick the police station's Wi-Fi. Get the Wi-Fi code. Funny enough, the password is just 999.
Officers not loaded. Honest.
Fucking hell. Anyway, back on topic. Anyway, I've got I found a can. It was a 7-Up can, but it's mojito flavour. I've never seen it before, so I thought, you know what, I'll pick it up. And it was only 10p a can, which fills me with dread because Mega Malt was 25p a can. So I'm assuming it's going to be worse.
Has it got alcohol in?
No, it's alcohol free.
So it's a mocktail.
Do you want to know the nutritional values that it has?
Go on.
I think we need to.
Yeah, it's a 330ml can. It has only 7 calories in it. It has no fats, no saturates, no sugars, and only 0.23 grams of salt. So
the dieters out there among you.
Yeah, it's A 7-Up free. It's free of sugar, free of colour, and free of caffeine.
Free of taste.
It's just
More than likely, probably
water.
free of taste. So, it's a 7-Up free, carbonated, low-calorie, lemon, lime, and mint flavoured soft drink with sweeteners. So, to be honest with you, I'm expecting it to taste of basically polo mints, effectively, because whenever you drink something that says free on it, sugar free, or like them Coke Zeros or something, they just taste like fucking fizzy water. Or is that just me?
Because that's what
I
carbonated
think that's
water
just
is.
you, mate.
I just can't seem to think. I
Coke
think they're
Zero,
tasteless.
It's Coke Life, the orange one.
Coke Life is fucking just that Dasani with food colour in it. We've already discussed that. Remember the failed mineral water that they couldn't sell?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we decided that Coke Zero was that Dasani with a bit of food colouring in it.
Nobody had Coke Zero, it's Coke Life that everyone hates.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm gonna open this this thing now and see what it tastes like. Let's have a go. I don't know if you can hear this. So that's me opening the can. Let's see.
Go for a sniff test first.
That's what I'm doing. It just smells like slightly minty 7-Up, so it doesn't smell horrific like the last one.
It could be a weak smell of mint, but then it could have a really strong mint taste. You know.
This is it. So it's just mildly minty, very mildly minty smell, and other than that, it just smells like your bog standard 7-Up. Just for the record, in that place, you could buy a whole crate for like £2.50. You know, the whole tray of cans for £2.50. I don't know why you would, but you know. Right, I'm going to give it a sip and see. Here we go. It's funky.
We needed sound effects here. That was really anticlimactic.
Yeah, hang on. Let's see if I can.
Problem was when he had the Mega Mole, it was a literal case of, oh god, that's awful.
Yeah.
Whereas this time, there's nothing like that.
It's not nice, though. It really isn't nice. It's very dry. It's very, very, very dry. It just leaves like a film around your mouth.
Lovely.
It's just not that. It's not horrific. It's not Mega Malt levels. But I can see why it was 10p a can.
So you're walking around in Home Bargain store with that bad man in your hand, and it leaves a film around your mouth.
Yeah. Well, you weren't in Blackpool, mate, so I needed a substitute. Oh, hang on, I'm going for a big gulp to see if it's any better.
You're just not helping yourself here, are you?
Arguably, actually, it's less pleasant than Mega Malt, but it's not gag-inducing. Which is weird. It's very strange.
Gag-inducing.
It's not great. I'm not going to drink anymore.
That stuff down, boy.
I'm going to call it quits on that one. It's just not pleasant.
So you're saying you had better?
I have had better. Yes, I have had a lot better in my mouth. Yes, I've had a lot better in my mouth. And they don't always, the ones that are better don't tend to leave a nasty taste in your mouth either.
No, they just refuse to pay.
Yeah, but I was wondering why this can has more salt in it than sugar.
The things you have to do to get ahead in the podcast game, I tell you.
Oh, fucking hell. I'm glad I've got some coffee left over. Get rid of the taste. Normally I'd use mouthwash. Yeah, just avoid that, mate. Guys, just avoid it. Oh, man. But yeah, I'm getting oh. Do you know what?
Can of man jam, indeed.
Can of man jam. Oh, yeah. Don't, guys. If you see it, don't. Even if it's given for free, don't drink it. It's not nice. Alan, the bastard, put me in a false sense of security because he had a bottle of it. He showed us on our group chat earlier today that he's got a bottle and said it was weird but really good. He lied. It's just weird and really bad.
To be fair though, it's like when my mate bought a can of or a bottle of cherry Vimto, and he was like, I said, "Oh, how much was that?" He's like, "Oh, it's 25p." He took a sip of it. He went, "Oh, I can see why it's 25p now."
Yeah,
face of disappointment he had on it.
Cherry Vimto's just a fucking imposter. It doesn't deserve. It's not worthy of the Vimto name. It really isn't. Vimto's one of the most amazing drinks on the planet. It just works. I mean,
yeah and no.
It actually has medicinal purposes as well. If you've got a bad cold, like
all of us, mate.
All of us, yeah. I was trying to think of who hasn't got a cold, but I was like, yeah, actually, everybody's fucking got one. But yeah, just have hot Vimto. It's amazing. Yeah, it works wonders.
So does hot whiskey.
Hot whiskey with hot Vimto. Yeah, that actually made me feel sick. We'll move on. Now, I'm just thinking, obviously, Xander, you've got your... Well, I know you as Xander, but it's not actually your real name. So I was... Aye, well, people was wondering. Obviously, I've got my own nicknames. Do you know what? Actually, Coxie, I only know you as Coxie or Adam, so...
I've got multiple nicknames. If you want me to start reading off a list.
Well, this is what I was going to say. What I was thinking was what we could talk about was what nicknames have we ever, what have we had, and where they come from.
Right, let's see.
Oh yeah, so we'll let Coxie begin on this one because he sounds quite promising with this.
I've had the ones I can remember off the top of my head. There's Coxie, which I got in high school in like year 7 or year 8 one day. I literally just walked in, someone said it, and from there on it stuck.
It's one of them, innit?
Yeah, I think in school they always end up, because I had one. They always use your last name first.
See, everyone, yeah, it's definitely. I don't know if it works in Scotland because everyone's Merc this, Merc that, Merc the other. But obviously,
though, I got given it as a nickname in year 8, 7 or 8,
and it's stuck. And
I'm now 29, and it's still carried on through high school, college, 3 years of college, about 4 or 5 different jobs.
This is it. Well, a lot of people, they do tend to bastardise people's surnames and use them as easy to think of nicknames. Like, for example, Truby, Darren. We used to call you the Trubinator and things like that, just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
Just because it's a play on your last name. But have you had any other ones, Darren, that obviously aren't a play on your last name?
Well, like this Dazza. Another one as well, Chaz.
What?
Chaz.
Chaz? You'll have to explain that
Chaz
one.
Lee, or Chaz Lee, which it evolved in. Well, basically, when I was at high school, it was around... I left high school, and I used to always play pool after school, or after, But anyway, you used to play pool quite a lot. So you used to always end up having chalk in my pocket or something, just end up doing it. So one day, Phil, a good friend of ours, we had food to drink, and he was like, instead of saying Daz, he said Chaz, and then someone else heard it, then I was called that for about 4 or 5 years, and that's all they used to be calling me.
It's amazing, like you say, a lot of people only need to hear something once. For example, I remember, this is going back to high school, like yours was, Coxie. And this isn't even me, it's my brother. Now, unfortunately for him, he wasn't blessed with, what can we say, an aerodynamic side of the face. He had rather large ears. As he got older, they kind of grew into his head, if that makes sense. But one day he was pissing me off in the library at school, and I think it was on one of the computers in the morning. He was just pissing me off and pissing me off and pissing me off and pissing me off. And one day I just turned round to him and just went, "Will you shut the fuck up, you FA Cup head?" For the next 4 years, that poor little shit got called Cuphead. For 4 years, because of the one comment I said in the library, he got called Cuphead. So, on the side note of that, one of my friends in my year thought it would be a funny idea when I was walking home one day from school to go up behind him. I'll have to explain where this was, actually. It was just outside Leighton Cemetery in Blackpool.
Yeah.
Walking towards the library. And he decided to go up behind my brother, grab him by his ears and start lifting him up and goes, "And he lifts the FA Cup!" My brother promptly turned round, grabbed him by his hair and smashed his head off the cemetery railings 3 times.
Lovely.
Me and my mate saw it happen and just absolutely wet ourselves until we got all the way home. It was absolutely amazing because he fucking deserved it. Absolutely 100% deserved it. But anyway, Xander, what have you got any nicknames that people are giving you, obviously, apart from Xander?
No, that's pretty much it. It's stuck from the rugby pitch onwards.
Ah, fair play. Because I've always known you as like Xander MCM, but obviously I never quite understood what the MCM was until I found out a bit more about you, because that's actually just initialising your last name.
Yeah.
But obviously the Xander, I got it from the Alex sort of thing.
Yeah, my full name's Alexander.
Yeah, so it's a play on words with your name.
Yeah, it was just easier to hear when it was getting shouted across the rugby pitch.
Yeah, rather than going, "Alex, Alex," and Xander's, it's not as common, is it? So
that was it. There was always an Alex, usually in the other team. So
well, there you go then. There's not many Xanders.
He wants to be like that director, what's he called, McG. He wants to be McN.
McN.
Yeah.
Xander, that's it from now on, you call Xander McN.
That's very Highlander-ish. It is, actually. The last of the Highlanders.
Well, my last name is McNichol, so...
Oh, God, where did I get my... Well, I've had quite a few nicknames in my time. One of the most unfortunate ones that I got given was Puff. Because when I was in at college, for some reason they decided to put 2 guys called Paul sat next to each. Well, we sat next to each other. So when everyone asked who Paul was, we both looked up. So for some reason, because he was because the other lad's initials was PW, he was called Pow, which wasn't so bad. It's Pow, but obviously my initials are PF. So she goes, "Oh, we'll just call you Poof." Poof is that? Oh, fuck off. So I was known as Puff in geography for 2 years.
Puffed her, eh?
So I was known as Puff. I've also been called Ned, as in Ned Flanders. As like I say, Xander's known for years. My actual tag on Xbox Live is Super Neddy.
And you also Hat Guy Ned somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm on PSN. I'm the Hat Guy Ned, which is like a combination of 2 nicknames. But I use both still to this day, actually. But I tend to say that Ned is my Blackpool nickname because somebody, I can't remember when it was a long time ago. I think it was high school, potentially. It may even be just college. I can't quite remember. But obviously, because my last name is 1 letter away from Flanders, they started just calling me Ned. And I found I just took it on and was like, yeah, that's fine. I'll take that. That's absolutely fine. It's one of the better ones I've had.
Yeah.
Does it feel like you're wearing nothing at all?
I'm just stupid, sexy Flinders.
You know,
Stupid, sexy Flinders. I can't say this is mean. It just works on every level.
reminds me of that Simpsons episode where they say they figure out a name for Bart, and he's going through all names that are,
Eart,
and all
fart.
That's what got me thinking.
What about Louie? No, they'll call him Screwy Louie. Yeah, I know which episode you're on about, bud. But the one that I've got recently, what I call my Preston nickname, is the Hat Guy, which is what obviously I use mostly nowadays, is what I'm more known for. Is because on our first trip, yes, Darren, I'm going to mention it, Too Good to Be Two, Preston City Wrestling Too Good to Be Two, you and another good friend of ours, Simon, you was going to cosplay as the Wyatt family, weren't you?
Yeah, but then we didn't think this through. We just decided, let's just wear white hats, and then we got some and they looked crap, and I went, no, I'm not wearing that.
But someone did bring a hat, though, didn't they? Who was it?
Yeah,
Darren brought a hat with him, and they couldn't be arsed wearing it, so I just thought, fuck it, I'll wear it. Just for shits and giggles. I thought, fucking give it here, I'll wear it. And I wore it into the show. And there was a guy there, I won't mention his name because he's a dickhead now. You know who he is.
Yeah.
All I'm going to say, his nickname, his initials are JD. You will probably know who it is at Coxie.
Yeah.
He was a bit of an arse licker there. But anyway, he was stood behind us during El Ligero versus Doug Williams, and he just coined... did he say we got JR? Yeah,
he was saying we got JR.
Yeah, and then someone else said he's a hat guy. Like ECW hat guy.
Yeah.
And it just went from there. It wasn't even us that thought of it. You know what I mean? It's like a fan of the fan thought of it and was like, oh, yeah, I'll just run with that. I'll go with that. And it's been... That's what people know me as now.
There was a time though, one of the shows I was at, and I was sat I think I was like first or second row, and there was a guy on one side, because I was sat where the DJ booth is now, sort of on that side.
Oh, is this before it moved to rooms?
Yeah, I think it was when it was still Lava Reading Night. So it may have just been after it became Evoke or whatever.
Before the refit.
And on one side there was... You had there was a guy dressed in like the Hawaiian shirt and a hat on.
Oh God!
Everyone's looking at him, going, "He's hat guy." Then my mate walked in. He literally just got off the megabus, legged it straight there in his Hawaiian shirt and his hat. He looks at me, "Fucking hat guys over there! The cunt stole my gimmick." Fucking behave yourself.
So I was contemplating going and doing that with the Hawaiian shirt, but I thought, fuck it. I'll just be me. I'll just be a hat guy.
Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, well, yeah. But I've decided anyway. The latest hat that I've been wearing, I'm retiring it because it's been going since the second tribute to the Troops show. So I think it's time for a new hat. It's kind of a bit tired. Well, you saw it yourself at the Manchester show. It's a little bit on the tired side now. So it's time to replace it. I'm not going to do like the original hat guy who we used to go to 1PW and what have you and burn the fucking thing. If you remember, you know who I'm on about. That fucking cocksucker. We'll go into that later, though. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I used to get known as. I used to get called Keno at primary school. I was known as Keno because apparently because I wore glasses I was clever.
I thought it was because she was a football fan or something, or keen.
No, that's what they used to call people who were smart. That's what they were. You were Keno. You were the smart one of the class. And I never quite understood whether it was a derogatory term or if it was, a term of indictment. I don't know. So that's what I was just known. I was just fuck it. I don't know what it means. I'll go with it. I don't care. Don't insult me. Sometimes it's what it pays to be ignorant. But yeah, we'll move on to what Xander mentioned just before we went on air. Was he's like, oh shit, what did I say? What the fuck did I just say? Now he mentioned that he had a brew and he was eating a mince pie.
Yeah.
Now it got me thinking. Seeing as we're edging up to Christmas now, obviously, we're at time of recording, we're less than 2 weeks away. Why the flying fuck do shops sell mince pies that go out of date before December?
I don't know.
Can someone please tell me the point of that?
Because I've had 6 and I plan to go buy more.
Yeah, but you're in December. I mean, I'm talking about you see them coming in the shops. They've actually got Christmas branding on them. In October, before even Halloween's knocking about, before you probably planned your outfit for Halloween, the Halloween party, there's Christmas fucking shit on the shelf, mince pies, namely, in this case, and they go out of date before even December. So some of them, some of them go out of date halfway through November. And people are, what? Who the hell's thinking? Do you know what?
I know it's mind-boggling to you, but people do buy stuff for Christmas, food-wise as well, in November and October.
There's only one way I can answer this, really, which is Jesus.
Oh God.
They could be freezing them.
Yeah, but that's just fucking pure effort. I wouldn't want to have a defrosted mince pie.
The thing is, from what I remember of my time working in retail, we'd get them in about as soon as Halloween had finished, if not a bit before. So of course they have about the cheaper ones will probably have like a 2-week shelf life on them.
Aye.
The more expensive ones might have like a 6-week shelf life on them. But even then, people will take them home, they'll put them in the cupboard, and they won't touch them until like round nearer Christmas. But even then, some people just like to have them as soon as they can get them. It's like as soon as cream eggs come out, people want them.
Yeah, but it's chocolate. Chocolate lasts. I can understand that.
It doesn't in my house.
But even then, the best before date is merely a guideline, really, isn't it?
I suppose,
but
but
use by date is the one that you need to pay attention to.
I still find it pointless, though, and a bit premature. A bit too early.
But they do that with everything, though.
Well, this is it, but I just find it irritates me. And besides, why the fuck are we selling Christmas shit before Halloween anyway?
This is true.
Why the fuck? It's too... I mean, I saw Cadbury... the Cadbury Snowmen?
Mm-hmm.
I saw them in sale in a co-op in fucking August. August! We're hitting record temperatures for the year. Oh, let's get the fucking snowmen out.
There's also the is it Cadbury snowballs or something? There's you get like a small bag for £1. But then most places always have like an overstock of them.
Yeah.
So they end up having to still get them. They'll still have them in, but they'll drop them to about 20p a bag, and even then they still can't sell them. Because apart from unless like me who likes them, but then you sort of face the risk of getting a dry mouth whilst eating them. So
this is it. But yeah, I think the argument is it's just the over-commercialisation of Christmas again. And I think that argument's been said here, there, and everywhere by every single person and everyone that's got an actual 2 brain cells to rub together for the past 10, 15, 20 years. Because it just gets earlier and earlier and earlier. I mean, I can understand things like companies like Park saying, look, save up for Christmas 2017, because that's their MO, isn't it? You start earlier, you get more money, at the other end of the year. That makes sense. But I can see it coming out where they're going to start sending fucking Christmas mince pies out in February. I can see it coming. Give it 20, 30 years. I can see it coming. Oh, Christmas is over with. Right, let's get your stuff in for next year.
Well,
All
hopefully,
they've done is taken
hopefully,
them out the cupboard and then put a new date on it.
Well, this is it. They probably just
hopefully in
drape
30 years, they eventually sack off the bloody Sunday trading laws.
Hopefully. It's pointless. I mean, I understand it's. I don't understand where they actually came from, if I'm honest, the Sunday trading laws. But I do remember at one time you used to go into town. I weren't that young. You used to go into town and half the shops would be shut on a Sunday.
Oh yeah.
You mean I remember Woolworths being shut on a Sunday?
10 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm thinking before we had a Primark.
Yeah, it was before. It's before we had.
15.
I think it's longer than that, mate. Because it was back when we had the Tower shopping mall.
So yeah.
So yeah, it's a long time, but it's not that long ago. Like we're talking in reasonable memory. I can think of it, but Hounds Hill would be shut on a Sunday. You couldn't go in Hounds Hill on a Sunday. I think you could get in. You remember the shop What's in Store?
Yes.
Yeah, you could get in there on a Sunday, but that was about it. So yeah,
they did try and oppose them recently, but then it sort of it was shot down by Scotland.
Damn you, Xander!
But yeah, it's part of that thing of like there's people out there that still believe Sunday should be spent with your family and stuff, but it's sort of because people won't admit that times have changed as much as they say they have. But they still want their Sunday trading laws to remain the same.
Well, this is it.
To which I say...
On you go.
Jesus!
The only thing that makes sense recently with them wanting to change laws, in Scotland anyway, is the drinking laws. They're wanting to up the unit price in Scotland, and they're wanting to not allow alcohol to be bought all the time.
There'll be riots.
No, it fucking makes sense, mate.
Oh, it does make sense. Don't get me wrong. I completely agree.
A lot of Scotland is a drink culture now, and it's fucking awful.
I was about to be jovial before I better not, because Anders being fucking serious here. But yeah, you're right. Scotland has a reputation for being drinkers, as does Ireland, if I'm honest. But not everyone obviously is like that. I know you're not like that,
Zand. So says you.
Well, there is the thing, like I've been out.
Yeah, I can do it too.
Oh shit! We're pursued now.
A lot of poo shot out then.
As Clarkson says, some poo came out!
Yeah, I've been out in both Ireland and Scotland, and like when I went to Ireland last time, I was talking to some actual residents, and they were all saying, "Oh, you've been here before?" I said, "Yeah, we came for St. Patrick's Day last year." And he says, "Oh, you should never come for St. Patrick's Day." I said, "Why?" I said, "We enjoyed it." He went, "Yeah, but," he said, "you don't go out on St. Patrick's Day." He said, "You go out the night before, and you spend St. Patrick's Day recovering, and then go out on the 18th. I said, "Oh, we went out all three." And the guy just looked at me like I was mental. But then I went to Fear and Loathing 9 last year in Glasgow, and I went to the Cat House in Glasgow on a Sunday night of all nights. It was open as if it was like a normal night, like as if like Blackpool's Monday Madness is to people.
Yeah,
like it was like that was their Monday Madness, and I got wrecked off Red Stripe. I remember talking to Carmel and a extremely wankered Mark Dallas.
When isn't Mark Dallas wankered, by the way?
Amongst other wrestlers and fans that were there, and then I managed to stumble back to my hotel after giving some guy £1 for giving me directions. Told some other group as long as I make it to the Apple store, I'm okay, which I eventually found. Then got in bed, lasted about 10 minutes, then had to get up and throw up. I got about 4 hours sleep. Woke up hungover to fuck. couldn't even eat my breakfast, and I had to go and get on a 3-hour train journey home hungover.
Oh.
Fair dues. I can't remember the last time I was actually hungover. Even that time drinking the double oak that we drank in Manchester, even then I wasn't hungover.
I wasn't hungover. I had a bit of a headache out the day after though, but it was a good. It was. To be fair, we did drink quite a bit of that. So
yeah, we drank fucking loads.
I think you sobered yourself up on the train journey, the bus journey back from house.
Yeah, we needed the alcohol in our system to keep us fucking warm. There was no heating on it. The glass on the inside was frozen.
It's a myth, though.
Those on pillows.
I did hear Phil say that a few times.
I had to keep Phil up at some point, otherwise it would have ended up giving with his fucking nose in my crotch. It wasn't a fun experience. Let's just put it this way. I didn't want a bald man in my my private area. Again. So
depends how much he was paying.
Well,
there was 5 of them.
He was drinking. There was only one.
Fuck you all.
Right. Anyway, back to the topic about Christmas and all that. Have you heard about the petition that they're calling for shops to close on Boxing Day? I just found out about it.
Yeah, I've heard about it. What's your thoughts on it?
Oh, well, I just think it's stupid. I was like, yeah, fair enough. I mean, I work in bars and I've worked in retail before, so I know it. But then people they should get time off too. I was like, well, they probably get double time or whatever it is in that. And,
not always.
And apparently it's quite a lot of
they're
working Christmas Eve.
I personally think it should be just another fucking shopping day, if I'm brutally honest.
Yeah, it's just another day.
Yeah, it's another day. It's just a bank holiday. Shops don't shut on bank holidays no more. Yeah. And people, if it not being funny, you'd appease some people. Yay, we've got another day off. You're going to knock some people off going, it's not being funny, but that's a day's wage it just fucking cost me.
Yeah.
So it works both ways, and there's no way you're going to please everyone.
And even if it was closed, you still get the dickheads before Christmas that want to stock up for the nuclear winter. And you can never get any shopping done. And fucking the shops are open on Boxing Day.
Well, it's not only that, but it's shops nowadays, they have to open on like Boxing Day and stuff for the sales. Even though we just had Black Friday, which is all of a week, if not longer. And then don't forget we have Cyber Monday and all that shite.
Did anyone buy anything?
Did we fuck?
I bought a bottle of Jim Beam.
That's a good use of a Black Friday. Yeah, it is a good use. But he also won something from Jim Beam, the jammy bastard, as well. So
yes, my wooden box of playing cards.
Yeah, it was still a nice thing to have.
It is, mate, because you can't buy it.
There you go. So it'll be treasured. It'll be on Antiques Roadshow in about 50 years' time. I won this. I won this on an ancient thing called Facebook.
I won it on the Facebook. Do you like the music of Shawaddy Waddy?
I thought that was him. Right, he's come back from
yeah, it'll be there.
When I say Jimmy, you say G. Jimmy.
When you say Alan, oh wait.
Yeah, it'll be there on Antiques Roadshow next time. My pop figures or whatever.
That's a depressing thought. That's a thing we can get into now. What do you think the antiques of the future are going to be?
Pop figures. I was on the bus home thinking about this the other day, thinking I should tweet it, and I forgot to. But yeah, it's sort of, they give it 50, 60 years, whatever, the hand-me-down, like it'll be like China bloody cutlery and stuff. It's going to be pop figures.
Nah, they're too fucking common. You hate to think of the shit that doesn't sell now, and that's the antiques.
No, I mean like the actual like these collectors ones you have and stuff. Where it's like, oh, we've got Batman here, but he's wearing orange.
You mean the
like
ones for kleptos?
The ones that it's like a San Diego Comic Con exclusive and stuff. And they'd be like, how did you find this? Well, my mother went on eBay, and I think she paid quite a bit of money for it, but she claimed it. She was there in uni, and she had a student financing grant come through, and so she said the word. I believe the word was YOLO. As she spent the rest of her money on cheap drinks and 10p noodles. And went on to get 27 grand in debt and end up working at Home Bargain stacking shelves for
drinking Mega Malt on discount.
Yeah.
Honestly, I remember having sort of a conversation with a good friend of mine 10 years ago saying, you know, should he start collecting PS1 games because they're dirt cheap at the minute, they're going to be the collectible of the future. And I just said to him, yeah, why, you know, you should do. He never did. I kind of did, but I've slowed down a bit now. Have you seen the price of some PS1 games in mid-condition now?
I seen fucking Abe's Odyssey for 30 quid.
Exactly. Some of the games are ridiculous.
Had Abe's Odyssey.
Yeah. It came with some consoles, that bloody game. You know, what's the one? Rayman, yeah.
It's like 50 quid now.
Yeah, and they're just going to get more and more expensive. Video games are going to be another one that's going to be next, you know, the future's antiques. As long as you keep them obviously
for life.
Yeah, exactly.
But the problem I have there, though, is then it's like these people always say, like, oh, this game and that game is so rare and stuff. And then it's like, oh, well, it's really hard to find like Final Fantasy VII on like PS1.
Is it? Fuck, you just download it.
I can walk straight into CEX and see a copy for like 20 quid or something.
Nah, there are some really rare games, and then there's ones that people think are rare.
Yeah, there's a game like for example.
Oh, wait a minute! Before you say anything, the game that came out on Xbox, that was about fucking Norse gods. Remember, it got recalled. Oh, you played Baldur. I forget what it's called. That one is stupidly rare because it got recalled because the developers didn't have the rights to use Unreal's engine. So if you've got one of them now, you know, it's worth a fair bit.
It's like, as well, the original version of The Getaway. That got recalled as well because you had BT vans in it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they had BT vans and BT took exception.
I've got The Getaway.
Yeah. Check if it's got BT vans in it or not. Because that one got recalled because BT kicked off.
Can I look on the box, or does it involve playing?
I don't know. You might have to put it in your machine and play it. But it actually got recalled because BT didn't want their logo in the game.
I remember that.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had to recall it. So if you've got one with the BT vans in it, again, that's going to be worth a few extra bob.
I've got to fucking straddle a Christmas tree.
Oops. Xander's straddling a Christmas tree. I'm sure that's slang for something.
Yeah, splitting my nuts in
Funny enough, I was looking at, it's one of the topics I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about rare, valuable video games, because I know, well, you've got loads of video games.
I've got a few. I've also got a couple of rare peripherals as well.
And, well, there's a few I was looking at. Some of them are worth like nearly $2,000 now.
Oh yeah, some of them, there's some seriously rare shit out there.
I remember playing Snowball Kids 2. It's $2,000.
Well, there you go.
StarCraft 64, £450. I was like, what the hell? The game
I think probably the game that I've got, which is probably worth the most at the minute, is probably my Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes. At the minute, that is probably worth the most I've got at the minute. But also at the minute, going online, I think Star Fox Assault is going on for like 35 quid.
I've got three that are pretty expensive, but my most expensive is Skynet for the PC, the original big box edition.
Aye.
It's £75 at the moment.
Nice. So the most expensive thing I've got probably, which is not an actual console itself, is the Dreamcast Cyber Gun that I've got. Now, I don't know if you'll know about it, and I don't think... I'm going to go out on a whim and say, Darren and Coxie, probably it's not your expertise, this. But Xander, I don't know if you know. It's like a giant desert eagle.
I remember that.
And it's got... You have to plug it in via the port into, obviously, the Dreamcast, but then there's a hole on the side, which is the power where you plug a plug into it. And you actually have to externally power the gun via the hole in the via a plug socket. And then obviously you play the game, but it's all. You remember the arcade games like Time Crisis and things like that, guys? Well, I've got a Dreamcast gun that actually does the full recoil.
Oh yeah, I'm image searching it. Yeah, I know the one you're on about.
The Black Desert Eagle.
Yeah.
That's the one I've got, and apparently that's the even rarer one because the white ones came out in the UK and they were quite common. You know, fitted with the colour of the machine. But there was black ones released as well, and it's actually a full-size replica and weight of a Desert Eagle.
No, that.
You might have to, if you've got a picture of it, Zan, post it into the
I may have
chat if you can.
I know there was. Was it? Was it on? I'm thinking if it was on the SNES. I'm thinking SNES. I'll probably later, but. Weren't there like a big, massive, like, bazooka or...
The Super Scope.
That's it.
I've got one.
I remember
I've got
one of them before.
I've got one. It's huge. It's not that expensive, mate. I mean, I picked one up in 2012 and it cost me 35 quid boxed. So...
I'm looking for the credits or something, see if BT's mentioned.
Yeah, it might. There is something.
From reading it on Wikipedia, it says the original release did come out. There's a mission where you have to steal a BT van or something, and it had the BT logo all over. It's like the old grey BT vans when you used to see them doing maintenance and stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
BT found out and then said they didn't want them in, so the actual van you have to steal in subsequent releases is just like a plain grey van.
Yeah.
So BT wouldn't be credited anyway. So
no. You have to boot the machine up, the game up. Xander's put into the chat, guys, the gun that I was on about. If you want to have a quick look,
let's have a look. How do I do this now?
Just drag up the thing. I think that's how I did it.
Yeah, I'm on my phone, so it's a bit different.
Yeah, but other rare games, PlayStation 2 wise, if you find Silent Hill 2, the original cardboard box edition,
which is what I've got.
It's worth a fair bit. It's worth about 30 quid at the moment.
Wow.
And so is Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, have you just seen that picture, Darren?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've got, mate. That whole top bit recoils back. Like, if you see a gun, it'd actually recoil back and do that. That's exactly what he does, but he can also put it into full auto mode, which means you can just hold the trigger and it basically does a machine gun.
Remember when it was all a big, massive fad, all these? They were coming out with everything, weren't they? And
yeah.
Like, this could be new fad, and then
yeah, but that was like the top.
Away.
That was the top of the range, like dog's bollocks sort of thing. And there was obviously you can get adapters for that as well, which means you can plug it into I think you could plug it into the PS2 and it would work with that as well.
The reason they all died out is because HD TVs don't work with them.
That's true. You can't use that.
No LCD technology or LED or any flat panel technology doesn't work with them.
No.
They scanned the tubes at the back of the TV. That's how they worked.
For example, look how Duck Hunt used to work.
Right.
What you used to do, it used to correlate with the gun. It used to be like where the duck was. When you pulled the trigger, it used to be a white square, wasn't there, Xander, for a millisecond?
Yep.
And that's how it registered. Dog. Yeah, that fucking dog. But
the one that you shot 1,000 times because you missed your fucking duck.
Yes. But yeah, speaking of shooting, anyway, you'd have to obviously shooting a dog would be expensive. You need to buy a new fucking dog. Speaking of expensive, that gun that you just pulled up there, Xander, on eBay at the minute is going for 150 quid a pop.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got mine boxed. So that's what I'm doing. I've used it as well before. It's really good. But the problem is, like I say, with modern TVs, it's not compatible.
Yeah, you have to keep an old CRT TV just
That's
to play.
it. Yeah, so... Well, on that fortunate note that I can't use my most amazing light gun ever, we're going to have a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Coxie, better known as the host of the Lost Art of Podcasting. We cover reviews, opinions, listener-submitted topics, even interview special guests with our own odd sense of humour thrown in. You can listen to us on Spreaker, Stitcher, iTunes, YouTube, even Castbox, whatever that is. For more information, find us on Facebook by searching Lost Art of Podcasting. Follow us on Twitter at Lost Art Podcast. So join us, shall you? And now it's back to Paul and the guys for some random ass discussion.
Don't forget to support us on Facebook by going to www.facebook.com/UKRAD Podcast. You can also follow us on Twitter at UKRAD Podcast. And you can also find us at Spreaker on www.spreaker.com/RAD Podcast. And now we are on iTunes. So just search for us on iTunes and we'll appear. You can find the Lost Art of Podcasting also on iTunes. But you can also support them by going to www.facebook.com/Lost Art of Podcasting. And you can also follow them on Twitter at Lost Art Podcast. They also have a spin-off show called The Lost Art of Wrestling, and you can support them at www.facebook.com/Lost Art of Wrestling. You can also follow our friends at Mystery Island by going to www.facebook.com/back2 the island, and you can also follow the sponsor of the PCW Prediction League by Avant-Garde Security, and you can find them at www.avantgarde-security.co.uk. They specialise in static security, shop security, and home and business CCTV. So if your business needs a little bit of beefing up in the security, or you just want to make your home a little bit safer, please go over to www.avantgarde-security.co.uk. Now it's back to the RAD podcast. Hi and welcome back to the RAD podcast. We'll get straight back into it with a topic from Coxie.
You mean from Chevy Chase?
Oh yeah, Chevy Chase. It is a topic from Chevy Chase.
Well, you can burn some dust and eat my rubber. So I was watching National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation last night.
Oh yeah,
it's my yearly tradition. Like the one Christmas film I watch has to be National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I know. Yeah, there's the. Of course, in wrestling nowadays, they talk about the death of kayfabe, and I'm probably going to bring this up on the Lost Art of Wrestling at some point.
Aye.
In Crayon. There's a live event recently, I think this past couple of days or so in Massachusetts, and Kevin Owens being Kevin Owens, sort of probably in like typical arsehole mode. There's like a 7-year-old kid in a Roman Reigns shirt trying to like get his attention, and I'll see if the audio works. So hopefully you can hear this.
Go for it.
Yeah, don't buy a Kevin Owens shirt. He told this kid in the Roman Reigns shirt, then said don't even touch him, and the mom's just going there going, oh. Put a big rant up on Facebook saying all night he was getting high fives from other wrestlers, and he wanted a high five from Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens denied him this high five and stuff, and he wanted a Kevin Owens t-shirt for Christmas, and now Kevin Owens isn't even one of his favourites.
That's how it's meant to be, though. He's playing the character, isn't he?
Yeah, he's essentially playing Bully Ray, but less cuntish.
Yeah. Yeah, we all know our feelings about Bully Ray. The cunt.
It's sort of topped off though with the fact he's lying on Kevin Owens is lying face down on the ramp with the caption, "A wrestler told my son not to touch him. I'm completely heartbroken." Well, not really, but if I complain, maybe I'll get free stuff.
I fucking love Kevin Owens.
I'm just like, oh. I saw it and I just thought to myself, okay, yeah, it's Kevin Owens, maybe. And then read on and she said, I won the free stuff. I was like, oh, go away. Just so you're trying to goad him into a corner and it's not worked. You just backchatted yourself.
Oh, yeah.
I just...
Go on, mate, go on.
It's just reading about it now, and it's just like, if he's old enough to understand. I mean, when I was 7 years old, I remember watching $1 Million Man and all that, and didn't think that he was the richest man alive. I didn't think, everyone's got a price. I didn't start going around, here's money, do stuff, or
sorry.
And all that. Anyway, that's just my thoughts about it.
No, you're spot on, mate. Spot on. End of the day, like I say, he's only acting the heel. He's doing his character. He does his character in the ring, and he does it on social media. Yeah. He's one of the old school kind of wrestlers that live the gimmick in and out of the ring. Like, there's some guys who was legitimately, like, for example, the Sandman.
Yeah.
Back in the day, in the year at Classic ECW.
Yeah.
He got blinded. Was it by Tommy Dreamer?
Yeah.
And he didn't leave his house for, like, was it a month?
I think it was
to
longer.
Sell it. Or maybe longer to sell it. Just to sell a move.
Which was brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant storytelling, if anything.
And then he came back and revealed he wasn't blind, just so that people didn't get he didn't spoil if he even believed it was real. But he lived it. Like, he lived the kayfabe, if that makes sense.
But I think that even the diehard fans believed it, because it was that sort of whole thing. Like, he's coming out to do his retirement speech, and he's just sort of, oh wait, fuck you, I'm actually okay.
Yeah.
So it's a bit like when Bubblegum did it, when he took on T-Bone one time. I think it was the first Spring Slam event, possibly. I can't remember which event it was. And there was a T-Bone did a really sickening looking bloody apron powerbomb to Bubs, and where I was sat there front row watching this, like, it looked sickening the way Bubblegum landed. He did a cracking job selling it. Even Floods came out looking concerned. But this was like when Floods was in, like, he'd be walking around in like shorts and a t-shirt, not in like the suit you always see him in now with his daft looking fucking shoes.
Shiny, shiny suit, shiny suit, shiny, shiny suit.
But then there's like medics coming over, bloody like Toby's put the camera down, he's there checking on him, and it's like looking proper serious at one point, and then all of a sudden, like, T-Bone's in the ring with his back to him. Bubblegum just leaps to life, jumps in the ring, goes for a schoolboy. And I just stood there and went, fuck you. There's like, you absolute genius selling bastard.
Yeah,
So
I'm just trying to think what's the best sell I've seen for a move ever.
Hogan Michaels.
Oh, that's just overselling City. That was amazing. I saw one move the other day. Was it for a slap or a punch or no? That was it. It was a I don't know if it was it Randy Orton that went over and he had his foot on Triple H's jaw.
Yeah.
And he just fell over and he landed, and Triple H just stood there staggering, like he was about to fall over.
He went off like the. It's when like did they bring DX back or something?
Yeah.
It's like the 4 millionth time. And yeah, he sort of went on to do off like the middle rope, and he just sort of stood there, and he's just staring up like he's sort of out on his feet, and even Michael is like trying to sort of blow him over. It's like,
yeah,
he's like,
he waves it. He waves it off and then does the flare flop.
Yeah, it's
for me that's probably the best one.
One of the other ones for me was Shawn Michaels when he did. I think they did Little People's Court under the ring.
Yeah, that was amazing.
And, but it was sort of because Spoonie was talking about it on when he did like a Botchamania panel with Matthew a few years ago at Magfest.
Yeah.
And there's a whole bit where he's like saying, they're sort of dragging Michaels away under the ring, and he's going, oh, they're tearing me in half, and Triple H is fucking corpses.
Yeah, I need to see that again, but yeah, I remember the midget court. It was funny. It was funny.
What about Kurt Angle's supposed love affair with Stephanie McMahon before the Hell in the Cell?
Oh.
I still think the greatest love story in wrestling history was Perry Saturn and Moppy.
But it wasn't a love story, mate. It was just
surely,
fucking...
Come on, it was surely Katie, Vick and Kane.
Oh, there is that as well. Oh, fuck.
Sorry, Katie, Vick and Triple H when he's committing necrophilia on Raw.
Anything for ratings. Anything for ratings.
Yeah, Snitsky booting the baby, you know.
That was on one of them. That was on one of the oh my god moments of Raw, wasn't it? Or
it was.
WWE. Have you seen the recent one for ECW?
No.
It's on the network.
50 ECW moments or something.
The top 50 oh my god moments in ECW or incidents.
Yeah.
They didn't call it oh my god. It was part of the oh my god series, OMG.
Oh, right.
But he called it the top 50 incidents. It's actually really good.
Is that on the network?
It's on the network.
I'll have to give that a watch then.
You have to look for it. It's there.
I think I've seen it, yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Thing is, though, I own the majority of Delta releases that came out for ECW in the UK now. I'm about seven short of owning them all.
Ooh.
So
That's it. Wrestling night at Cox's one day. Definitely. Shall we move on?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. I've just thought to myself, right, that I you guys ever remember the program Room 101?
Yes.
Yeah, it still comes on.
Yeah, it still comes on every now and again. I was thinking maybe we could just do a little thing here where, say for example, I'm the judge. I want you three to think of one thing that you want to send into Room 101 and convince me why they've got to go.
Wait, let me get this right. Is this that you want to keep or you want to
get rid of forever? Get rid of forever.
Oh, okay.
I got one.
Go on, Xander, fire away.
Tinky, chavvy bastards that wear their fucking jammy bottoms to school.
Go on.
Nothing worse when you go to drop your kids off at school, or even pick them up for that matter, and half the parents are just standing there in their fucking jammy bottoms. I mean, honestly, it's disgusting in every way, mate.
You see, it's Lisa Clove, though.
No, mate, no. They're walking around in the same clothing that they sleep in. And what's worse is the ones that are probably wearing them in the afternoon have been wearing them all day. So that's all their disgusting sweat and skin cells that they've slept in and then worn in all through the day. And then they think that's acceptable to go out. No.
No.
That needs to go.
What about anything else? What about you, Darren?
Well, I was just thinking about the sweatpants, and then it just reminded me of the jeggings, and I was like, jeggings. I was like, I don't know. Well, basically, there's a lot that I'd probably put into that grinds me about it going in, but I think one of them mostly is when you walk in to go into a store and people are standing there and they're not even moving and they're not looking at anything, they're just like, they're probably getting in the toilet and they're not moving out of the way. And I just like people that, not just stores but anywhere, just be aware that not aware of their surroundings. It just annoys me. And it's like someone stands in front of and you're just like, excuse me, and they're like, What? Oh, don't understand. I'm like, oh, go away. just annoys. How about
You're
me?
being too polite. You're supposed to just say "fucking move," or even better, you creep up right behind them and go to their ear and whisper in it, "I've got a gun pointed in your back."
And there's another thing. Toilets, right? Women, they go in toilets and they end up talking to each other and all this. It's an old 10-hour chinwag. Men, they go in, have toilets. And I say, now, why do you get some men that go in the toilets and they want to talk to you? They're like, hey, all right, how's it going? Or even worse, the guys that are selling aftershave in toilets are like, yeah,
man.
No. Like, no, go away.
No splash, no gash.
Yeah. 1 foot up, nanny.
You should go into a cubicle, make some grunting noises, then go out and try to shake their hand.
Do you know what? Let me just think about it.
To do that, you need to just sort of sit there, sound like you're proper straining, and then be sat there just going, "Demon, be gone! I condemn you to hell." Proper flush the toilet, walk out, and make it look like you're like proper sweating, like you've had an actual fight with someone, and just walk out and just look at them and go, "You alright?" Just act like proper normal to him. Just go, "What the fuck happened in there?" Like, oh, you should see the other guy.
Oh god!
But definitely try and give them a hug and shake their hand at the same time.
Well, that's when you sort. I'm glad you're here.
You make that noise in the toilet. Make that noise in the toilet. We'll leave you alone. You hear that? If you're stood in the next cubicle and you hear that, you are moving. You aren't going to talk to you. They will not talk to you.
I'm just like, no, go away.
Just imagine it. Just imagine the situation, yeah? You're just talking to someone here. So you're just stood there. You try to make conversation with the guy in the next cubicle. Next thing you know, you hear... I don't think you're going to talk to that person, are you?
Yeah. I'm just
the guy outside is selling aftershave. He said it was a sound clip from the break. I told you. Break time.
Fucking hell.
Jesus Christ. What about you, Cox? You got anything for Room 101?
Jesus! There was 5 of them! Well, I was going to say Sunday trading laws, but then sort of Darren saying about people talking in toilets sort of kick-started the gears started turning a bit, and the one thing that pisses me off more than anything is the fucking bus wankers you get who think it's okay to have a conversation with you like it's a fucking train or something. I hate people on trains, so they're just public transport conversationalists, wankers.
They're just the people that sit there and think, right, I'm sat on public transport, I must converse. It doesn't matter what it's about and who it's to, they've got to converse.
No matter what they look like, whether they're listening to music or whatever, I'm going to go out of my way to try and talk to them.
Whether they stink a piss or not, I had a shower in the last week.
And it's like, there's a guy, when I was still at the old job, Laser Quest, well, I can probably say it now because I've left, but yeah, when I was at Laser Quest, I was on the bus one day going into work. It's due to start like 4 o'clock, so I'm getting the bus about 3:20-ish. And I get on, and I see this guy on. There's like sat about three seats from the front. And I've seen him get on before, but he's one of these guys that'll be looking around. He'll see where you're getting on. But he'll see you get on. He'll he'll take note of you. He'll be looking around the bus, and then all of a sudden he'll get up out of his seat, move next to you, and then start having a conversation with you. About nothing.
Why don't you tell them fuck off?
I was tempted to, but the problem is sometimes I'm too nice for my own good. And if I did just go, look, mate, fuck off. I know some guy on the guy on the behind the bus would have jumped in and go, bit harsh, that, mate. like, well, yeah, and I can't go, well, yes, but I'm a bit of a cunt.
You could say with all due respect first.
Yeah, that means you're not insulting him then.
Yeah, with all due respect, can you please fuck off? You're annoying the shit out of me.
It works though. That does work with everything, Xander. For example, Xander, with all due respect, I think you're a first-class cunt that shags sheep.
Yeah.
I always remember it from the last summer. Is it last summer? I think I saw it on like an advert one time. There's Billy Connolly there. He's like talking to Tom Cruise's character. He just goes, "What would you expect, sir? Stick it up your arse."
See, it just makes it endearing.
But yeah, I got that guy. But then because I've seen him do it before, and luckily he'd avoided me before. And he comes up sits next to me, but I wouldn't mind. I was sat at the back of the bus, and he's like, he wasn't the loudest of people, so he's going, "Oh, so what are you doing then? Are you off to work?" And I was sat there like, oh, just sort of my face in my hand, just thinking, for fuck's sake, just drive up, just. I hope the driver just turns suicidal and wants to plough it off the bloody seafront or something.
Was he thinking, this is how I die? Because he sounds like a fucking serial killer.
Oh,
yeah. You remember that status I put up last week from when I went to see Frank Turner live last year, and we ended up having a rail replacement bus. I put it on my Facebook the other day, and there's a guy on that coach with us at the time, where he said, excuse me, because the coach driver we had was probably about 90 and couldn't manoeuvre to save his life. And the guy sat across from me and my brother said, "I always thought I'd go out in a blaze of glory rather than on the bus." And it
was going to be us the week.
It was that similar sort of thing. It's like, so I had that, and then like 2 days later, I'm there going into town for something. I think I was meeting some friends or something like that. And I'm stood at the bus stop waiting. And I'm on my phone. The guy stood at the bus stop. He's like, he looks at me. I look up, looking for the bus. He's looking at me. "You all right, mate?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Oh, what phone have you got there?" I was like, "Fucking hell, here we go." So, "Oh yeah, it's an iPhone 6. I've only had it like a month." "Oh yeah, is it any good? Like?" I'm like, "For fuck's sake." But again, it's one of them. I'm too nice to say anything because I'm like, there's like 2 or 3 other people at this bus stop. I don't want to sort of then have to stand there awkwardly for what could be half an hour waiting for a bus and just go, "So, this is fun, isn't it?"
Oh dear me.
Have you ever thought this? It's like just the when you say, "Well, it's not very good." I've been trying to search for how to kill people at bus stops, but I don't get any good Google searches. Got any ideas, mate?
I did. I was stood on the train going to Manchester the other day, which was very, very, very overpacked and breaching health and safety. I got on and we jumped off at Preston to jump onto another carriage. Me and my brother stood there the entire journey, surrounded by people, and I just got on and put my hands up and went, "Yay for health and safety!" Which no one found amusing. And then I just sort of thought, fuck it, I'm just start making a joke of this. So I started making wisecracks about how the journey was just like a piss take and stuff. And at points when I stood there just going, "Urge to kill rising. Urge to kill rising," and people just looking at me like I was mental, and I was like, yes. But of course, no one can move away from me because they were all packed in. But then the woman in front of me was texting her friend saying that the guy stood behind her, who was a bit weird but rather funny. And I was like, yes, recognition.
Did you ask to get mentioned on Facebook or Twitter or something? So you
No,
get
I just noticed over her shoulder she was like WhatsApping a friend. But then it was like yesterday, as I posted on Facebook, which Paul, no doubt probably saw in yourself, Paul, as well, Darren. Me tweeting about the weirdo on the bus I was on, who then got on the same bus home.
The same one now and the same one back.
Yeah, fuck, that was fucking annoying. Because he sat there, I don't know what he was doing, but he was there. We're on number 5, no, number 7 going, and the 7 coming back.
I think the number 5 is probably the worst bus for weirdos. Easily.
It's generally the 5 or the 7 normally, but also the 11. So when you're sort of going from south to north, so I think once they cross that St Anne's border, that's it. But the guy yesterday, he's sat there in front of me, and he's talking to everyone, and he's like, "Oh, I love everybody, mate. I get on with everybody. I love everybody." But then he sat there. The bus stops, and he's like in the traffic lights. He's going 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's like counting to like 20, and then he starts again.
It must have been like number 20.
But then he got off the bus and he walks up Aberdeen Street, and I'm walking behind him, and he stops outside Co-op, and there's like a load of pigeons or something there, and he's there counting the fucking pigeons.
All right.
And I just carried on fucking walking, and then of course I get on the bus to go home, and he jumps on that bus and he said, "Oh yes, I love everybody. I talk to everybody. I love everybody." But of course the bus is sat there. He's going, "Come on, go on. Come on, get moving. You can go now. Come on, go on." And he's saying it loud, just about loud enough so the driver can hear him, but the driver's ignoring him, but he's pissing off me and the people around him a bit. But he's talking to everyone. "Oh, you alright, love? You alright?" Like, one woman sat down next to him, he's literally right in the face saying, "Are you alright?" And I was like, "Yeah, can you just keep your smelly sausage breath away from me, please?" Even then again, he's like sat at the bus. He's pulled into a bus stop, and he's there counting. As soon as it hits 20, he pulled. "Oh, see what I did there? It hit 20, and it pulled off." And I'm like, oh,
It's that weird. It's been like that until he knows exactly when the lights are going.
it's that sort of thing. It's like if I had a gun and 1 bullet,
You would shoot yourself.
No, you shoot him and give everyone some peace. Then everyone would say it was suicide.
They'll cover for you.
Well, it sort of covered another topic I had. I was going to save it for the last art. If I've got it on my phone here, I can divulge.
No. Well, while you're looking for that, I'm going to pass judgment on what should be going into room 101.
That's where Tinks have to go.
So you have Tinks from Xander. You have general conversation in toilets for Darren. And bus wankers, shall we call them?
Yeah.
On for Coxie. Now,
public transport wankers.
You see, for Xander, I can't send Tinks into room 101.
You can.
And the reason being is, you don't have to. Well, just don't look at them.
They're everywhere.
But once you got, it's not life or death. You can avoid it if need be. For me, it's a very, very close call for going to the toilet, having weird conversation in the random bloke talking to you in a toilet or on the bus. But I'm going to have to say possibly the most uncomfortable would be the random conversation in the toilet.
Especially when he's talking while he's still pissing.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It just seems a little bit unnecessary and a bit inappropriate when you're in the midstream and just someone says, "Oh, how's your day been?" You're like, "Well, yeah, how's it going? I'm in the middle of a piss." At least if you're on the bus, you could just potentially just plug some headphones in and just be an ignorant fuck. But you haven't got that option in the toilet. So, on that note, I'm going to have to say that weird random conversation in the toilet from random strangers is probably the one I would pick.
You're biased.
Fix.
Talking of fixes, someone's about to win the PCW Prediction League.
Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. Right, for people that don't know, maybe you're just listening to this podcast for the first time, or, I run a prediction league for the for Preston City Wrestling. It's not affiliated with Preston City Wrestling. We just use their results and their promotion for our guesswork in a way. And what it is as Aaron puts it, I'm winning my own prediction league. But the thing is, I can't cheat on it because I put deadlines. Now, with Facebook, what we do is we put our predictions in public on a group. so everyone can see each other's predictions, if that makes sense. So with that as well, you can see an edit history of when people post, and when people change it, other people can see when people have changed the times. So, for example, if you put your predictions in on a Monday, Darren, and then you change it on a Thursday, I can check that exactly what date, actually to the second you changed it. And I think everyone else can do that, because you can see the edit history. I don't know if that's true, is it, Coxie? I know I can, but I'm an admin on the group, but I'm pretty sure I've been able to do it before I was an admin. You should be able to see. It's like with most things. I think there's only been one occurrence when I haven't been able to. Well, normally when you do change something, it will say edited on like a comment or something. Yeah, that from there you can check the edit history. Yeah, but there was a page one time I saw, which was earlier this year, and of course some page posted a status, and then changed it to say like it's something like essentially as it made it look as if they made all these like predictions for 2016. But of course, if you actually click the post, it'd tell you that it was changed, and people are falling for it, going, "Oh, this guy's amazing. He predicted all this stuff. It's actually happened." It's like, no, don't be a fuckwit. Look at the actual edit history. Yeah, but it should be able to. If you edit a comment, then it should be able to say edit, and then you can click on it. It'll show the edit history, so you'd know if people have changed their predictions.
But people only ever believe the headlines on Facebook because they're all retarded.
This is true. Well, what Darren's trying to sensationalise here, you twat, is that I'm rigging my own prediction league, and I'm trying to say I can't because people can check everything that I put in.
So what you're telling us is he knows that you fixed your league, so you fixed our game so he could win.
Yeah. The only way. The only way I could rig that league is if I rang up Fludder and he agreed to change the outcome of matches for my benefit, which isn't happening.
Yeah, you're not denying that you fixed our game.
Or maybe you have insider info.
Jesus! I think you are the Britrest troll.
No. Our cover is blown. Darn. But what people tend to know are making a deal of it now, because last year and the year before that, I was in the running for winning the league right up until the last event. No one batted a fucking eyelid. The fact of the matter is, this year there is a fucking trophy to play for.
Is it made of tin
foil?
It's actually a proper trophy, Xander.
It's okay, I believe you. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to go into 10-minute rant.
To be fair though, mate, we've got 2 trophies for our little friends group we have, because every time someone has a birthday, we get them. We all chip in and get them a fire bucket at Scrooge's.
Yeah,
and it's sort of become a thing now of we time each other, so the fastest time wins a trophy.
Aye,
we brought this in last year, so it's fastest time wins a trophy, but then also there's the most improved time from last year where it gets a trophy. But it's we can't fix it because it's independent. We say independent adjudicators. We have 2 people timing it, and it's also there's we brought in a thing of once you finish it, if you puke within half an hour, that's a 5-minute penalty.
That's fair.
Things like that. So it's, but yeah, it's sort of since we brought we didn't even announce last year we were doing a trophy, and no one seems too bothered about it for some reason. But then it's I can't put myself over on it and say, yeah, I'm fixing my time and I'm the fastest. Because it's sort of picture proof and stuff that I did it in this time.
This is it. I mean, I can't put a picture on for the group, but I'll find one later for you, Xander. It's an actual proper trophy that we've got for the league. Everyone proper went, oh my fucking god, there's a trophy. When I put one up.
The thing of you can't, because you're the actual. You're the one that's sort of looking after it and stuff, then you can't have people going on, then they can't be editing their own.
Well, people can edit posts on it. There's no restriction on who can post what. I can delete posts though. and block people and things
Yeah,
like
but
that.
I mean, like someone they can't have an event and someone goes, well, these are my predictions, then change it afterward and goes,
No, because I can check
actually,
it.
these were my predictions, so I should get this many points.
Well, people do question
so.
me sometimes about it if I've made a mistake, and 9 times out of 10 they're right, and when I've made a mistake, which is easily correctable. In fact, I've got to check the results for the last one. I have to check the results for one, because one lad's just messaged me before saying that I've missed out 2 points for him, which, where he is in the league, is actually potentially a difference between 7th place and 11th place. Right. So it's kind of important to him, so I'm going to have to sort it out.
At the end of the day, though, you're not getting paid for it, you're doing it...
No, I'm doing it out of... In fact, to be honest with you, the reason I took over it was there's a lad that we know called Michael Delaney. He started it, and I was originally just a player. But then he couldn't do a few shows, so I said, do you know what, I'll do it. And then I took over from there, basically, because I'm weird. I like doing maths. You've seen my book. It's all laid out, isn't it? And everything dead neat. And it's got a certain way. I like doing shit like that, so I don't mind doing it. Drives the missus up the wall, but I don't mind doing it. So I took the mantle, and it's now basically my prediction league, I would say, arguably, even though Michael set it up.
Yeah.
In a way, because I do the work for it now. I've even, like I say, managed to get in a way, sponsorship for it, because the guy, funny enough, it's why I'm really going to go out my way and check the results, because the guy who's questioned it is the sponsor of the group. So I've got to properly check his results for that. But yeah, he paid for the trophy. It's not like I'm getting any financial gain out of it. It's just paid for the trophy. So I said, right, well, I'll put your name attached to the group.
Yeah.
And I'll give him a plug on the podcast, which is why Avant-Garde Security get a mention all the time. So, yeah, that's basically it. But so, yeah, I'm not rigging my league, you twat.
Yeah.
Can't be rigged. You're bullying me, you meanie.
I've told you.
Speaking of bullies...
Why, we've got someone as a champ right now. Anyway.
Yeah, speaking of bullies, you see that really forceful segue that I put in?
Yeah.
I saw... I'm going to close the show out on this. I saw a story on Facebook today. It was about... Or it might have been yesterday, actually, thinking about it, where there was a boy that had been bullied. He was 7-year-old. And he was walking to post a letter to Santa when a gang attacked him. A gang of lads. And he had like a go-kart with him. So, well, they poured lighter fluid on his go-kart, threw stones at him, and then split his head open with an electrical plug. So they basically just smacked his head in with, like a plug. Apparently, a biker gang showed up later.
I've seen that,
yeah, 40 of them showed up and basically shared stories about what they went through as youngsters at his age, about being bullied. And apparently after that, the kid, obviously it was him and his mate were getting bullied by this group of lads for months, and he didn't want to go out and play and things like that, but apparently after the group of bikers came, they wanted to go out again. But I wanted to know, this is if you're willing to answer, you don't have to. Have you guys ever been on the receiving end of serious bullying, and how did it get sorted? I've got quite a few stories that I would share.
I had rocks thrown at me when I was probably my eldest age, so about 10. Cracked 4 ribs and broke 3.
Fucking hell.
And the reason they said they did it was, it was a laugh at the time. And the village I grew up in, there's literally about 100 people in it.
Jesus.
So for 3 to gang up on someone back then, because this was 20 years ago, it was pretty much unheard of.
Yeah, it's more of a modern day thing, isn't it? You see the gang. Yeah. You've seen the videos on Facebook where you see groups of what can only describe as cowardly cunts.
Yeah.
I'm going to call them C-squareds in future. where they just gang up on one person. And I don't give a flying fuck what somebody's done, apart from possibly, nonsense. But what's a kid going to do with that? You know what I mean? A kid's not that. But anyway, so they've got no excuse for it. Right? And they're beating down on this one person, whoever it is. And there's like 7, 8, 9 of them. Even if it's just one person actually laying it in, the rest are jeering them and cheering them on. There's no fucking excuse for that. At all. I mean, people have died because of bullying, and maybe not as a direct result of the actions of the bully, but maybe they've developed so that there's no way out, they've had to take their own lives, and that's not right. It's not right at all. I mean, for example, I'm going to be honest about something now. There was a time when I was in year 8 at school. And it's a shame Alan's not on the podcast because he might actually remember this. And I was having a few issues at home. I won't go into the issues at home, but I was not great. I was getting bullied anyway at school by a lad called Dorian. Yeah, a boy called Dorian. Go figure. Who were doing proper heinous shit like dropping a games cone. No, the big games cones.
Yeah.
They used in games. They had the sand in the base.
Mm.
Well, that absolute cock end of a human being decided it would be a good idea to drop one on my head.
Oof.
Things like that. So I was proper like a nervous wreck at the time. No self-esteem, no nothing. So yeah, I was getting harassed and chased by a couple of lads anyway, going up towards Leighton. And I was waiting for my bus, and I was proper scared of where they were going to be. Now to this day, I have a best mate with me, by the way, as well, a supposed best mate. To this day, I've always said that someone jumped on my flask in my bag and broke it, and it leaked.
Yeah.
No, it didn't. What happened was I actually pissed myself because I was that nervous that someone was going to jump me. Right? My so-called mate was there. Now, 3 other lads from my school, one of them in my form group, walked past the bus stop. We decided it would be a good, fun idea to run round the other side of the bus stop and say to everyone, look at him, he's just pissed himself. Now, after that, I was in year 8. They actually didn't stop, haven't taken the piss out of me for that, pardon the pun, till halfway through year 10.
Oh.
So I had to do you had to do a presentation for GCSE English.
Yeah.
For your public speaking and shit like that. I had a whole class of 31 people turn on me. Because I was about to do what I had to do, and all I had for about 5 minutes was people just going, the whole class in one go going, psst.
Right.
And that made it to the point where I actually did not want to set foot in that school or do anything. I actually ended up faking shit, so I didn't have to go in for 2 weeks at a time.
Right.
And it really affected my studies.
You've taken this podcast to a really dark place, mate.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it's been on... Yeah, but like I say, I'm trying to emphasise the fact of what fucking bullies can do, and they don't realise what they're doing.
I'm fully aware, mate. It's just gone to a dark place that you want to close on this.
I'm coming out of it now anyway. But it's been something that, I've never, ever revealed that. I've always said that someone jumped on me flask and broke it. And it wasn't the case. Xander's not even heard about that. And I've not... Till now. But like I say, people, so-called mates can turn it just for the sake of taking the piss out of you, bullying you. I mean, people don't realise how damaging it can be.
Definitely.
I had, I think I must have been year 10 in high school. And there was 2 lads a year below me. They lived quite near me as well. So we used to always get the same bus into school and out of school, whatever. It's to go, towards school and home from school. And they used to always try and purposely sit behind me on the bus so they could throw bits of paper in my hair. And I turned around one day and told them to fuck off. And But my instinct at one point was to turn around and just punch one of them in the face, which I never did, and I wish I had done now. Because it would have put him in his place. But then, sort of, it escalated from going from the bus into school as well. So there's a point where they're getting their mates to also join in. But then their mates had, like, friends in years above us, where if I tried anything, they'd go straight to their mates and then go, why are you picking on it like a year 8 or whatever?
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm not. They've been a little cunt. It's like, well, no, they're not. Why are you picking on year 8? And then they start trying to cause shit. So I went to the teachers, and teachers were like, well, they're in year 8. I said, yeah. But listed off all the shit they were doing, and it's like, oh, well, if it happens again, come and find us. It's like, the fucking point, because if I smack, what if I smack one of them?
This is it. You're the one that ends up in fucking trouble.
Yeah.
Do you know, schools absolutely fucking useless at dealing with bullying. And I've got an example of that. Remember I mentioned, like I said, the example of Dorian? Right? He did all this... I had a massive catalogue of shit that he did to me over a 2-month period. Fuck all got done. Do you know what it took to stop? My dad had a friend who had a son who was a couple of years above me at school.
Yeah.
And I talked to him. He said, right, we'll get it sorted. It took him, finding him, grabbing him by his throat and pinning him up against the wall and saying, if you touch him again, I'm going to break your fucking legs to stop. And then, at the time, apparently he said to his dad, I had good mates because he tried asking around my mates in my year who I was because he didn't know what I looked like or who I was. And none of my mates would tell him who I was because they thought he was after me. So we had to wait till my dad told me it'd been sorted. 2 weeks later, he got expelled.
This is that thing though, you see him like in about, you say that now, you'll see him about a week and you go, so, how did things turn out for you? And he'll be like, yeah, you know, got expelled, my life went downhill, got a job in Home Bargains.
Sold some specky cunts and some Mega Malt.
Yeah.
Married a type that doesn't wash.
But no, like the same lad. the same guy who used to live on like Ash Street or whatever near me. To the point where I was doing my paper round, and he had friends who lived on one of the streets I delivered to. So I'm stood there one day, and he's like got all his mates, a few mates were out like with him from that area, and I'm there with my hat on because it was pretty cold or whatever. And he's there saying to his mates, "Pull his hat off, pull his hat off." I was like, "You do, and I will punch you in the face." I was like, "You're not in school now, boy, so I can do what the fuck I want to you."
This is it, you know, we're on the street, that's it.
We're on the same bus one day, and it was one of them typical things where if it was him and his mate together, they'd do shit. If he's by himself, he wouldn't say boo to a goose. So, of course, he sees me on the bus, purposely avoids me. I get off the bus, he's walking behind me, purposely stepping on the back of my shoes, acting like it's an accident that he's not doing on purpose. So I thought, right, we'll see what happens there, because I know he's doing it. So I carried on walking along, starts doing it again. Did it once. Like, right, that's once, that's a mistake. Done it twice, no, that's definitely not a mistake now. Done it 3 times, 4 times, oh, it was definitely on purpose. Turned around, he went, what? I just elbowed him in the face and how I could. I went, that's what you fucking what?
Yeah.
He had a big bruised cheek for about half the day. And I just walked into school beaming, and my mate's like, what's up with you? I was like, oh, I just watched the blonde lad walking in a minute. And he went, all right, yeah. So then my mate kept an eye on him. And one time, him and another guy saw him on a bus, and they started giving him shit. And they made him get off like several stops too early.
Nice.
Because they were giving him that much shit. Then there's also a lad in my form that I was with from year 7, who was a complete bellend. I don't know what he had against me. He never admitted that he had it in for me or anything. So he was a proper two-faced cunt, if anything. And I found him on Facebook and purposely blocked him before he could add me or anything like that. He'd always purposely do shit and say shit that sort of, as if something that wasn't my fault, he'd sort of pass it on as if it was what's the word? He'd sort of pass the blame on to me, sort of thing. Like if it wasn't my fault, it'd somehow become my fault. If it wasn't my problem, it'd become my problem. But he'd sit behind me in PE and stuff like that, and he'd purposely be there, like we sat on the floor listening. He's there yanking at the back of my hair as hard as he could. I'm turning around and he's there saying, "Oh, fucking pay attention! Don't be paying attention to me. I'm not doing anything." It's like, right, you're sat directly behind me. There is no one else that can be doing it. And I elbowed him in the face one day, and he didn't do it again. But he thought I was a dick for it. It's like, well, you started it, I finished it.
Well, this is it. But if you stand up for yourself, they tend to shit themselves because they're not expecting it. And I find it better than fucking reporting it, if I'm brutally honest. I would say officially, go and tell a teacher, or you should be listening to this if you're telling a fucking teacher. But if you, as a parent, you officially tell your kids to go and tell the teacher. Off the record, tell them to fucking stick up for themselves, because that's what last thing a bully would want them to do. If I'm brutally honest, because I've got an example as well for myself. Apparently, the cock of the year, I'm using finger quotation marks. He decided it would be a good idea to make me have a go at me while playing five-a-side in PE, and he just kept hacking the back of my legs for no apparent reason. I mean, I wouldn't even have the ball a couple of times. So I just turned around one day and just shoved him face first into the wall. He decided to square up to me in the middle of the five-side pitch. And the teacher just got in the way, sent me to stand away in the corner. He stood in the other corner, tried to have a go at me. And then he went to go and have a go at him. And at the end of the lesson, anyway, nothing got done. No one got sent to a draw because no one actually threw a punch. So it wasn't technically a fight. It was just I technically shoved him. But really, I did shove him with the intention of smashing his ugly fucking face against the wall. But
you're more restrained than I am.
No, I'm not more restrained at all, mate. I'm just more tactical to make it look like an accident.
You mean you're less psychopathic?
No, I'm just more clever with it. But apparently, him and a couple of mates were, but you better be quick at running, because I'm going to come after you after this lesson. I just strolled out and just walked. Do you know what? I never got any bother off him again. Never. Because he realised I weren't fucking scared of him.
With that lad, though, I had a Laser Quest recently who came down. He's actually in one of the little teaser videos, which makes it even more hilarious. / pathetic. But he came down to Laser Quest, him and his mate, and he's like, he thought he was going to be able to get in for a game. And just started giving me shit, calling me a fat cunt, saying my trainers were shit and I should be wearing, like...
Whoa, rewind. He called you a fat cunt. If you're a fat cunt, I'm morbidly fucking obese.
Well, I looked at him as...
Are.
It's like his skinny mate. I was like, well, yes, I can buy food for myself. Well done, you've noticed. And then... So this other lad, I was like, right, what do you want? He's like, want to play a game? I was like, well, you can fuck off because you're barred.
Yeah.
And he's like, you can't talk to us like that. I was like, right, you walked in here, you started insulting me, and then you demand that you say you want to play a game. I was like, you can fuck right off.
Yeah.
And then I'm just sat there like ignoring him. The lad's going, oh, you're scared of me. You're scared of a 13-year-old, mate. You're scared of a 13-year-old. I was like, right, not scared of you, not scared of him. He's like, well, come round here and say that then. And I was like, I don't need to. I can stay behind here all I want.
Yeah.
And then he said, oh, I will wait for you to finish, and we'll wait for you to finish work. I was like, okay, you do that. And never did. And then I got on the bus one time, and he was upstairs. He comes downstairs, and he's like, oh, you work at that place, don't you work at the bowling alley, don't you? I'm like, no. Oh, I'll take your hat off from it then. I'm like, no. Oh, yeah, you're the guy who works at Laser Quest. I said, you're that knobhead who comes down sometimes pisses me off, aren't you? And he's like, I don't piss you off. Who should I piss you off? I was like, well, you get everything to do because you just come down and cause shit. And he said, he gets from Man Square, he's like, well, where are you getting off? I might follow you home. I was like, well, I might go all the way to Lytham. Got a bus pass and go where I want.
I love it when little scroats try and act hard in front of their mates.
And he's like, oh, you're still scared of me? You're scared of a 13-year-old? I was like, why would I be? I said, but if you want to go that way, I said, why don't I get a few mates and we'll see what happens then.
Just call it bluff, they shit it.
Well, I was in Tesco on Hartford Road a couple of weeks ago, and he stood there and he sees me. He goes, "Oh, all right, mate." It's like, I'm not your mate. And then he's there, like, evidently putting stuff in his pockets. And one of the staff there at Tesco was like watching him. And because I used to go in there quite a bit after work, she just started recognising me. And she was watching him, and then he leaves, and she just walks up to me and goes, "What a tosser." I was like, "Oh, I could say something stronger," but she's like, "Yeah, I could as well." But
you know what I would have done? I just said, "Yeah, you can say something stronger," like he's a complete fucking artard.
Yeah.
Fucking, I hate the gobshites in this town. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope my little one little two decide to be completely off that. I might be a little bit too late for the third one. The one that we've adopted, but I'm not going to mention names. But hopefully we'll guide her away from that. Hopefully, I hope that it's not too late, but I fear it might be. But yeah, end of the day, there's no need for it, and if you feel that shit about yourself that you have to go and attack somebody else, you need to have a fucking look in the mirror. You really do.
Give your head a wobble and give your bully's head a wobble.
Yeah,
repeatedly off a wall.
Repeatedly off a wall, so you're only hurting your fucking self. Simple as that. I mean, like I say, one more example that I've got, which I'll shit off, because to the day we're recording this, I ended up on Twitter on an account called Brit Restro. And do you remember like saying that my nickname was given to me? It was literally given to me as the hat guy.
Yeah.
I ran with it. Now, I'm going to assume it was a Christmas, a birthday present / prank.
No, it was a birthday present. Went a prank.
Yeah, we had t-shirts on. So I'm a Paul Heyman guy sort of t-shirt. You'll know it, Coxie.
Yeah.
We had it in the design of that design sort of things, but I am hat guy and they are hat guys, if that makes sense. So it was like a sort of like that thing. Fludder loved it. He chuckled at it and what have you. But somebody
people liked it. Everyone I spoke to, sort of teacher, said, "What's that for?" I said, "Oh, it's for Paul's birthday." I said, "Oh, it's that guy's birthday. It was his birthday. Thought I'd do something for him." And
yeah.
They all went, "Oh, that's cool."
Yeah, so it was just for, like I say, it was for my birthday. And then someone decided it was whoever it was. We got no kind of evidence of who it was. Danny Hope. But,
you.
Yeah, so, he got posted. I think someone messaged him and he posted it, basically accusing me of trying to get myself over and make himself more important than the show. And I ended up finding out that it was a group of people that I thought I was mates with that had started, ripping me apart on social media. So, yeah, it nearly made me fuck off at British wrestling completely. So, but it's amazing what people could do. It actually took people like Stephen Fludder and guys like yourselves that actually told me, no, do you know what I mean? To stop, don't let him win.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the day now. I'm waiting for the day now. Someone like Darren or someone gets a T-shirt made that says "I am Brit Restro."
Damn it!
Just see how long it takes for it to actually pop up on the Brit Restro Twitter.
Or we work
sort of get the T-shirt made, and then when Danny Hope's in the show, just stand in between the two seating areas. Just stand there prominently where you are like arms by your sides. Just stand there in front, get Danny Hope to just stand there in front of him and just go, "Well."
Just for the record, we have no solid evidence it's Danny Hope, but we've got a theory it is.
As does
to get
everyone else in the
himself
rest
more over, to get himself more. One thing I will say, to get himself more over at PCW, what's he started wearing?
He's wearing a fucking hat to the ring.
No, that's just my one thing. But yes,
he has started wearing a hat to the ring. And while they were brawling out the ring at the last show, what we attended, obviously I stand there with my hat on watching as he came past us through the crowd, selling, and he just whispered it towards us, "Oh, nice hat." Thought, yeah, okay. But yeah, we were originally for Road to Glory. We were going to get T-shirts printed out saying "Fuck you, Brit Restro."
Oh
But
shit!
we decided against it because I was still a bit edgy about it at the time, wasn't I?
Yeah, you were.
So I'm still a bit am now because I don't like, for example, when Dave Mastiff put my hat on to do the piss taker Jern Simmons' intro.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm sure you're going to start chanting Hat Guy Mastiff or something like that.
No, I think
someone was going to. I think it might have been Phil.
But then no one. I don't know.
I put a stop to it. That's why.
We were laughing our heads off at it. It was so original and so funny that before you chant anything, it was like.
It was either that awesome. Or it was. I can't remember if it was Joey Janela or if it was Dave Chris that put the hat on.
Yeah.
It was one of them two that put the hat on as well. And I think there was someone was going to shout there. I kind of said to him, look, just fucking stop, just in case shit happens like last time. But anyway, on a nice somber note, I think we'll try and start wrapping the show up, I think, because it would be going on for actually nearly 2 hours with, next to no topic. Chemistry or what, lads?
Random ass discussion.
It is the art of, I think it's our art of random ass. Our random ass art is our random ass discussion. So yeah, it's been a great show, guys. Thank you for coming on such short notice. It's
yeah.
Xander's shared a photo.
Oh bloody hell, was it?
Well, we go. It is. Let's have a look. Jack Ryan also hates his drag brother Paul.
Yeah.
Well, at least I'm living in the right town, Xander. But it's not the weekend.
Oh.
Oh God. Anyway.
On you son bitch.
Anyway, it's been going 2 hours anyway, so we don't want people complaining. Podcast is too long. There's a pause button. Use it.
People actually listen to us? You're lying.
Well, 15 people up so far, and I'm quite appreciative to those 15 people because I consider them my core audience.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
They'll pay us.
No, thank you very much to these 15 people.
Yeah, exactly. So far, anyway, I know it's not a big audience, but it's for me, it seems like a loyal audience. So I know a few people.
Anyway.
Yeah. You didn't think he was going to get you any action, did you?
You have to, crawl before you can walk.
Yeah, you got to crawl before you can walk. Yeah, you got to. Yeah, we got you.
I've picked up the Lost Arts, picked up worldwide listeners, regular worldwide listeners, and I meant to give him a mention last week. I forgot to. We need to give a shout out to Zavi from the UK Podcasters Group.
Yes, much love. Much love because we participated in that thread, didn't we? Who was part of?
As part of that thread, he also gave me 2 reviews on iTunes, and he added, "You now have a regular listener," sort of thing. So I was like, job done.
See, I did that with the Master Debaters, and there was another one which which is a crime because I can't remember who they're fucking called. I'll just get my app up on my phone because I will give them a plug. Because I really enjoyed it. Obviously, if you listen to this podcast, it's going to be no problem with the content whatsoever.
Was it that one you were wetting yourself laughing at?
It wasn't Master Debaters, that one. It was
Master Debaters, and there was the other one you listened to, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was another one. I'm trying to find it. There it is. It's not Master Debaters. How did you get your history up? I want to see it. Record. No. Deny. That's record, you pillock. Notifications. Activity.
Chevy Chase goes, no. Not
Dickhead. I can't find it.
It's still eating that rubber.
Yeah. That's the one.
You were talking about Lester Forbes at one point.
Yeah, Lester Forbes. I know him a lot from the from Downforce Radio, but I don't think he's part of it anymore. Lester Forbes, he knows his shit about motorsport.
Yeah.
Someone's tired.
I did see another one before that as well. I can't think what
It's going to annoy me. I would like to. I was going to say, well, just entertain yourselves for a minute while me and Coxie look first. We will find it. I really.
Minge, Fanny.
It is UK podcasters, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you think of the Spider-Man trailer?
Oh yes, watched it about 4 or 5 times.
Or is it Pod and Family?
Norman Trousers.
That's the guy. But it's Norman Trousers, but he's had his podcast, or what is the name of? Norman Trousers is the character name.
Would you put Aorca in Majorca? In Mallorca?
Yes.
I can't find Norman Trousers' post on here.
Yeah.
But that was the guy, because he was talking about master debaters, wasn't he, at one point?
Yes.
So, there we go. Casamurph.com.
That's the one. Yeah, check that out. It is funny as fuck. They don't do as many podcasts as I would like, because the content's that good, I want to hear more. But it was a really good listen, and I recommend, if you like this, what we listen to, what we talk about, I'd give them a listen.
Awesome.
100% give them a listen. On that note, I'm going to wrap the show up now, because we've been going for well over 2 hours. It's been a pleasure, guys. As always. So we'll wrap up anyway. I've been Paul, the Hat Guy Flinders.
I've been Xander.
Jesus!
I've been Darren.
Thank you for listening.
And I've been Chevy Chase.
Yeah, he has been Chevy Chase. Jesus! So, thank you for listening. Obviously, you can find us on iTunes, on Facebook, you can find us on Spreaker. Why don't you give yourself a few plugs, Coxie, while we're at it?
You can find the Lost Art of Podcasting on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on iTunes. You can find the Lost Art of Wrestling in Crayon on Facebook, Twitter, and also iTunes and Stitcher and wherever else. Lots of places.
Lots of places all over the show. Anyway, all that remains to say is thank you for listening, thank you, and good night.